Hi, this is the Black Bear Prepper, and today we're doing a little rappelling, or a little abseiling for our friends that are not in the US. So what we're going to be talking about is how to rappel properly. Now, if you haven't seen our videos on how to set up a rappel anchor off a rock system, or how to do it off of a tree, remember the tree belay anchor is the same anchor you could use for doing a rappel off of a tree. So what we have here is we have a 3-point anchor system. We're using Serene standards. It is strong, meaning that it has multiple items, or bomber as I like to call it. We have an equalized system that is equalized out to our point here, so we're pulling on all 3 anchors equal. We have a system that is redundant, meaning that if we lost one of the anchors, we'd be redundant, and we have multiple oval or Jake style carabiners on here. We have a figure 8 knot into our doubled up carabiners and a safety knot. This guy right here is your rope protection. We're going to show you what that's for here in a second. We're using a standard blade or ATC device. I really like these. You can use all kinds of devices. I'm a big fan of the Kongs, as you'll see in our video, that, you know, it has a couple different features here. It has a plus and a minus that allows you to pull more tension or less tension. I'm a bigger guy, so I tend to do the more tension. I'm going to lock it into my carabiner. And since the forces are less here, I'm going to be able to lock it into my belay loop here. So I want to make sure that I'm doubled back or I'm tightened down on my system here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put in a safety knot here to protect us from a fall. I use a Prusik. I use a 2-wrap Prusik with a fisherman's knot in here. Double fisherman's knot. I dress the knot. Allows me to come down. I clip it into my leg loop here with a carabiner. Now the biggest thing I want to make sure is that if the system fails, it can't touch my carabiner, or it can't touch my belay device. If this comes up and actually hits the belay device, it will allow me to sail down with no tension whatsoever. Okay? Now normally I'd be wearing a pair of belaying gloves or rappelling gloves, mattering what you're doing. But today I want you to be able to see my hands and what they're doing. So as we come off the rock here, we're going to pull or have somebody slide your rope protection. This is your sharp edge rope protection. This keeps the rope from being cut. So we are on our hardest side, or plus side on the device. Some of them have different types of ways of doing that. We're going to walk back, okay, and we're going to go ahead and tighten up the system. And as you can see here, I can sit here. Now this is something I do never want you to do, but I want to show you how safe it is. I can let go of the rope, and this device catches me. Now notice, it's connected in my leg loop. It's tied in with a double Prusik or a 2-wrap Prusik, and it cannot touch my belay device. Now as I come off the edge, one thing we want to check always is that our carabiners are locked in. Okay? Now you've seen the wire carabiners that all my kids are wearing today, where they have the extra piece of wire right here that holds it so it can't come off its major access. I really like that. I'm using one of the Pirates by Rock Exotica, which also allows me to visually check that the carabiner is in its lock position. This is a 3-way carabiner. We don't want a twist lock, and screw locks are fine. You just need to check them, and make sure you check them on long rappels halfway down. But I like this because I have to use 3 different motions to open it. And then it locks back in place. I can visually see it, and then I check it. I check my harness, I check all my carabiners all the way up and down to make sure they're in good shape. Now if I take my rappelling knot here, my Prusik, I can pull back on the Prusik, and it allows me to be able to just rappel down nice and easy. And if I just keep my hand on my sharp edge protection here, I can just rappel right over the edge. And it holds it as soon as it catches, then I can go ahead and just relax. Now one thing I want to tell you is to keep your feet out in front of you. You want to be able to step over the edge, okay? You want to make sure you got a helmet on. Things fall off the rocks all the time. So I want to be able to be here. Now what I can do is there's two ways I can run my hand. I can pull back and then push up, or I can just pull my hand back and let it slide through my hand as I go so I can go down nice and easy. Well, simplest way and safest way, like you said, don't do it, but I can let go of my hands and I'm protected, okay? Now, the way we do this, like I said, a double fisherman's knot, prussics into your belay system. ATCs work really well for this. They flow really nice. I'm not a big fan of figure eights. These are much easier on the ropes. So, as always, have a great day. I'm gonna head on down.